Hey, welcome back to my man cave. My channel name is Not an Expert. Today I'm going to show you a modification I made to the case collator for the Lee Pro 1000. This actually is designed to fit many cases, and for the 9mm it has a pronounced problem. Cases, you want the primer end in first. So you want the primer to go in first and drop into the case here. A common problem is instead of the primer dropping in first, you'll get the bullet end dropping in first. So for using this for a 9mm here, each tube approximately holds 25, and there's 4 tubes, and you'd fill this up with 100 total, and on an average fill of 100, 4 of these would be turned upside down. Here's one over on this side here that's turned upside down, but it's a little bit, won't let me turn it around right now to show you, but typically there's 4 of them out of 100 that will be turned upside down, and you either have to catch it here as it goes around or take them all back out and straighten them out again. So what I'm going to show you is I came up with a simple device that goes on here that will keep them from going in upside down, and I put 2,000 rounds through it, and I've not had one that turns in upside down yet. So the most common modification that you'll find to this on the internet is people will take a washer like this on a threaded rod, put it in there, and you can see now when this comes in here like this, let me see if you can see it. Now when this comes in here like this, it won't let it drop into there, but when the right end comes in, it'll let it drop in. Unfortunately, if you take a handful of them and drop them in this way, you're still going to get some upside down, because you can see here, obviously, they still can go in upside down. Okay, the modification that I added to this, I additionally still have that little tiny ring on the bottom. I added a plastic shield on the top here. This stops that habit of the wrong end being able to drop directly down in there. It forces everything to come down, fall down and around the side, and you can see there, it won't let them fall under. It will let them kick in there and the right end go in. I'll show you how I made this part. It's pretty straightforward. Again, this is the collator here with the adapter I put in here. It comes apart real quickly. The hole in the middle here just happens to be just right for 1/4-20, so we can take a 1/4-20 tap and just tap it right into there. Clean it out. And for the part that goes in here, there's 2 small washers and a large washer there, and a bolt and a tube and another bolt here. That's the order they go on, and I'll show you exactly what size the parts are and how they go on now. The first part that you need is the bolt here, and I didn't have one that was 1 3/4 inches long, so I just took a piece of threaded rod and cut it to the length I needed, 1 3/4, and just put a lock nut on top of it. Additionally, the plastic that this is made out of is extremely soft, so after you cut the threads in there, the plastic is still soft. And for this threaded rod, I originally tried putting it in here, and the little pieces of plastic would come loose and jam it. So just like a tap that has flutes in it, I took my Dremel tool here and dremeled some flutes into it so any plastic that galled in there wouldn't jam it up. For the plexiglass, I just found a sheet of 1/8 of an inch thick plexiglass. The diameter is 3 11/16, and of course right in the middle is a 1/4 inch 20 hole. I just cut this out on the bandsaw. You could probably even cut it out with a hand scroll saw. For the spacer tubing, it's 3/8 OD, 1/4 inch ID. It's 1/2 inch long, and it's just basically copper tubing from plumbing. I just took it and cut off a piece 1/2 inch long. You don't have to use this. This was just handy. You could probably use a piece of plastic tubing also. For the nut, the outside across the nut is 7/16 of an inch. Of course, it's a 1/4-20 nut here. And the nut itself is 0.215 inches thick. And of course, that just goes on here. For the washer, this is not a standard washer. I can't remember if this was a fender washer or what, but the starting diameter was 3/4 of an inch OD, and then I had to drill the inside out to a 1/4 inch ID, and the washer itself is 0.063 inches thick, and that just goes on there. The last two items that go on this are they're standard washers. They're 1/4 inch ID, 9/16 of an inch OD, 0.05 inches thick. Goes on there. And that goes onto here. And that goes onto here. And you can see that's how it drops through, and it keeps the wrong end from getting fed down into the tubes. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful.